The government is the law of the land. So if they say, yeah, you got to do this, you got to do it. My whole thing is the internet's about to change on a whole different scale. Because if they're looking to even suppress VPNs, that means we have to put our IDs on, which means that y'all boys better not be doing nothing that you don't want to get exposed for on the internet. Because more than likely now,
Yeah.
you're going to get cooked. All right, man, welcome back to another video. Hope your day is going good. And in today's video, the internet censorship era. Now, me personally, I grew up in a time, 90s baby, man. I ain't ashamed to say it. And we grew up in a time where I seen this future coming. You know what I'm saying? I knew they was gonna ask for your ID. You thought you was gonna stay anonymous forever?
Yeah, man, with all these kids and social apps and all this shit going around, bro, I feel like we need censorship, but there's still ways around it.
You can log on to anywhere in the world and meet anyone at any time. You're all free to discuss your own opinions, whether they be good or bad. And you can also get your freak on while you're at it. This magical place is known as the internet has been getting used by the world population for decades. Well, was being used. You can rip that all up because that era of the internet is officially dead. ID verifications. Social media posts taken down for no reason. Taking pictures of you randomly while your camera's on. Nah, I just added that last part, but let's be real. We all have definitely had an FBI agent goon to us through the camera screen while we've been naked, and what are we gonna do? Stop paying taxes?
Jesus.
I stopped paying years ago, and
I don't want
it
to
did
think
nothing
like
recently.
that.
A lot of people have been getting worried about the state of the internet and are wondering how long it will actually be in the form we have now.
That's
this all
scary.
stems from one country deciding
I
nationwide
used to think like that. Like anytime I was about to get my freak on with a shorty, like we about to have relations, y'all gonna think I'm a paranoid schizophrenic because I didn't let nobody know. Y'all the first people I'm letting know this. I used to actually turn and hide any cameras I had in the room. G shit.
That boy thought he was gonna get hacked.
Real talk, ever since my boys told me about your computer webcam get turned on,
Yeah.
I'm like, what if I go freak out with a girl and then I see my shit? I couldn't take it.
Completely changed.
I ain't taking no chances,
the
bro.
United Kingdom. Man,
I am not
y'all
trying to
always
be
gotta
an
ruin
star.
everything. First it was food, then it was rap, and now the internet, because every country's gonna be watching the UK to see how it goes and writing down notes. Trying to implement their own type of system to spy on their citizens. I'm just playing, by the way. For any of my UK viewers watching now, y'all are valid in my eyes. You are losing on this one to us, though. USA for the win. On July 25th this year, the UK passed one of its biggest Internet Safety Act bills ever. The main reasons for them passing it was to block any adult content, violent content, graphic videos, and political videos they say are quote-unquote harmful to the youth. Now, as of what is deemed harmful, it's not like the UK citizens are determining that together in a national poll. It's what the government says is harmful. And now in the UK, on basically every platform you go on, you're required to show your ID or have your face scanned for it to determine if you're old enough to be on it, including places, and I'm not joking, Spotify. If I buy a subscription for a website and then after they say I gotta verify my ID, I'm running up to their headquarters and demanding the CEO give me a refund right there. This means officially in the UK, you can register for the army at 16, have consensual sex at 16. Some freak ass probably gonna fly over there from the States after hearing about that, but they didn't even know. But the one thing you can't do is listen to music. And of course the government's defense for this and what people are gonna be saying that agree with it is, well, it does help protect kids, so why not? Maybe that would be true if they just block like corn and gooner websites. But the problem with this and what most people agree on is that the government shouldn't be doing the parenting for you. In this day and age, our devices and social media platforms are built more than ever to have protections for kids. Every social media platform has some type of parental control so that parents could control what their kids are watching. I remember when I was younger too, TVs had built-in parental controls as well. It's not like it's 2005 and you log on the internet and it's completely an utter Russian roulette of what you're gonna see. That's only if you go on places like Twitter, which no child should be on anyways, or any human being for a long time to keep their sanity. You also have platforms that have created their own kid versions of apps like YouTube Kids. I know even that can have questionable things on it, but it's definitely like 10 times safer for a kid than typical YouTube. If a parent doesn't monitor what their kids kids do on the surface web, then it's the parent's fault. I think a good equivalence is like a parent who doesn't pay attention to their kid and they end up burning themselves on the stove. Then the parent tries to sue the stove company because they didn't make it kid friendly enough. And the quick solution of something like this, most people think, is just getting a VPN and boom, you won't have to worry about the law anyways. In America, there's a ton of states that have corn banned, and I didn't realize that until I moved to Texas. I mean, like I never checked. What? Why would I ever go on one of those Google websites? Like, the assumptions everyone's making right now towards me is crazy. But yeah, most people just get around it by using a VPN, so it doesn't matter. It's funny because the same day they enacted the law in the UK, VPN app downloads immediately shot up to #1 in every app store. And because they found out in the UK government that everyone's not dumb and is gonna get around it using a VPN, they're now planning to restrict that as well. So the only way you'll be able to access all your favorite sites on the internet in the UK soon will be by giving your ID. And you can also bet if the government fails to keep everyone's identification safe and cyber hackers manage to get it, which of course they're cyber hackers, so they always end up getting it. Even the US government gets hacked constantly by hackers. Then they're not gonna give you shit if you're affected by it. Maybe they'll give you a $10 Nando's gift card for your worries. Imagine being a kid and coming back from a gruesome day at school. Mommy and daddy are having their casual 5 p.m. yelling match in the kitchen, and you just want to sit back, relax, and watch some funny TikToks. Only for you to be prompted to give your ID or you can't use TikTok anymore. You go on Fortnite only to be then asked also for your ID because there may be some dangers. And once they start in one area, there's no going back. It's gonna end up on every single app, even if the apps are kid friendly, because someone is going to complain. One of the biggest UK creators on TikTok, Dylan Page, is even saying he's gonna leave over the changes. If you were on TikTok, you probably seen Dylan Page. He's one of the biggest news creators on the app, and he said the UK has already started restricting his posts on TikTok because of the new law. People thinking they're not gonna focus on political posts are already wrong, because apparently they've started restricting posts about Gaza and Ukraine. I don't know about y'all, but as a kid in school, they would show us documentaries about war and its damages in the world to teach us that war is cruel and it should never be the answer. It's not like this matters anyways, because kids are probably gonna see the footage on the news anyways. They're just trying to suppress it as much as possible and make it hard to find. Meanwhile, in another Western country, they're straight up banning social media for anyone under 16. Imagine being Australian and having to fight all types of creatures in the wild. You're walking on the street and gotta go toe to toe with a kangaroo, but the one battle you lose to is the internet. In Australia, their internet safety act, called the Online Safety Amendment, passed in 2024. It banned anyone under 16 from being able to even have a social media account, including on YouTube. And the law got put in place for all social media apps in December except YouTube. Well, now they're reversing that and saying they're gonna ban YouTube too. Even though you still can technically use the platforms there, not having an account kind of makes it useless because your algorithm is tied to your account. And certain social media apps require you after a while to make an account. Their government also doesn't understand by doing this, it's probably gonna make those kids worse. Because now you're gonna have a lot more of them outside, which yes, I do think kids need to go outside a lot more. But they're gonna have to find other ways to have fun, which usually for people younger is gonna be doing some dumb shit, being annoying in public or pulling pranks on random citizens in the streets. The reason why younger generations all over the world have less crime rates more than ever is because the internet is the outlet for people's stress. Sometimes it might be raging on a game. Sometimes it might be having an argument in a comment section on TikTok over gay son or thought. Without that outlet, I guarantee things are gonna change in the streets. And I've seen some older Gen Z and millennials saying this is a good thing and these kids do need to go outside. But you realize that's hypocritical because you grew up with the time where these restrictions didn't exist and you could use it. And now you're saying people that are younger shouldn't get the same ability you were able to have. I would definitely be annoyed as hell if I was under 16 right now. Most of you watching, including me, probably saw some fucked up things on the internet growing up and ended up perfectly fine. I know we focus a lot more on the extreme cases in the internet where someone goes insane and does something messed up in real life, but we don't focus on the help it gives people to escape their reality of life. Sure, some of y'all may have had a stressful day at school or work and now you're finally kicking back and relaxing watching this video. Even not counting that, it doesn't only affect people under 16. Everyone has to pay the price for it. Just hope the government keeps your information safe and sound, I guess. I mean, it seems like the Australian government has its priorities set right.
To the Sigmas of Australia, I say that this goofy air government have been capping. Not just now, but for a long time. A few of you may remember when they said there'll be no phantom tax under the government I lead.
No, not the phantom tax.
They're also yapaholics. They yap non-stop about how their cost.
And now to top all of this off, the land of the free isn't safe from it anymore. YouTube in a couple of days on August 13th is going to be rolling out their brand new AI age verification update in the US. It'll be similar to the UK's and scan your face to estimate your age. And they're
BOT.
whole reason is basically the same thing the UK government is saying, to lock out certain people out of certain videos if they're not a certain age. The thing is though, YouTube already has an age restriction policy, and usually when it hits a YouTube video, no one sees it anyways. They dig it so far down the algorithm that it's hard to find. In fact, usually when a creator does get hit with the age restriction, they have to repost the video so it gets sent out in the algorithm again. But going back to what I was saying before, this is exactly what people are talking about when they say that UK law sets a bad precedent. Because now these platforms are going to be scared of any law that may be coming and add a measure just in case. People are also questioning how YouTube is gonna do it because they're basing it off your watch history and your account behavior. So is it like if you watch too many family-friendly YouTubers, they're gonna ask you? And wouldn't this not stop someone who watches a lot of older content creators even if they're younger than 18? Dude, I know when I was younger, I was watching all the edgy YouTubers and shit. But according to their rules, I guess, the person that's younger watching that older type of content would be less at a risk of getting ID'd compared to somebody that's older watching family-friendly content. In truth, I don't even think YouTube wants to add this update, but at the end of the day, if the government comes for them, they know they have to be prepared so nothing can happen. All these Western nations can no longer...
Nothing can outshine any government. The government is the law of the land. So if they say, yeah, you got to do this, you got to do it. My whole thing is the internet's about to change on a whole different scale, because if they're looking to even suppress VPNs, that means we have to put our IDs on, which means that y'all boys better not be doing nothing that you don't want to get exposed for on the internet, because more than likely now, you're going to get cooked.
Flex that they're better than China and Russia because they don't have authoritarian control over their media. Soon enough, I don't think they'll be able to flex this anymore. The current UK government has no clue what they're doing because now they're gonna also lower the age of voting to 16. So they put in a law that universally affects people under the age of 18 and expect those people to vote them back in office? Who the f is running the UK government, Mr. Bean? Like, are you that stupid? Literally any UK politician that runs on a platform of removing this is gonna 100% win the younger vote. There's also rumors too that when GTA 6 releases, they're gonna make it so in order to play online, you're gonna have to verify with your ID everywhere. All I'm gonna say is, for any of you young who don't care about politics and think it won't affect you, well, now it will, and you better start actually voting before it's too late. With Gen Z, everyone is such online activists and never go out to actually use their rights, which is just crazy to me. Anyways, that's gonna be all though. If I reached anyone in the UK or Australia, just hang in there, guys. It probably won't get better, but I'm with y'all. Follow me on Twitter and...
You put a lot of good viewpoints out here, Tommy. I really fuck with that.
Yeah, I don't really know how to feel about this. I think they should just use it for certain websites that's age appropriate. But then again, you do have the kind of motherfuckers hacking some shit and having your information. So I don't really know how to feel about it, bro.
All right, man. You already know, man. Love y'all. Great for y'all, man. Enjoy the rest of the videos on the channel. We gonna catch y'all in the next one. We out.